show. It's going to be a goodie. It's going to be a goodie. First, let me give a shout out to all my peoples from LP, all my Crown Heights, my Bed-Stuy family. What's up? All my softball family. I got a lot of great interviews lined up when I get to New York in November. Um, and I'm just going to name a few. I got Big Jake Adams. I got JB and Jeff. I got my guy Sheik. I got Ricardo. I got my cousin Hot Rod. And I'm doing a team interview with Evo. And we're going to pretty much talk about, them growing up young in that park and being probably one of the youngest teams to win a championship out there in Kingston Park. I'm also going to be interviewing the first lady over there at Elite Learners Inc. That's my home off there of Avenue D. I use that facility every time I'm home to do all my interviews. So I'll be interviewing her as well because she got a lot of things going on with the gun violence. She's also going to be doing a lot of things with Thanksgiving, with the pantries. She's also doing a lot of robotics. She's doing a lot of stuff that's in school, in the community. She's also one of the ladies that's part of rebuilding Leopards Park, which will be taking place in 2 years. So we're going to talk about that. And we're going to just get into a whole bunch of other things that's going on. Next up, we're going to do a Thanksgiving giveaway out here in Texas. I'm going to be doing that as well. I'm going to be doing a toy drive out here as well. I'll be sending out information for those that do want to be involved and do want to donate. You're more than welcome to. A60 is not just about sports and entertainment. We're about life. We're about main event, main ideas. We're doing everything. Sports is just one way to connect, but we do more than just sports here. So let's get ready for this great interview. I'm laughing because this interview is fun in a lot of ways to me because I've watched this young man grow to be a leader, and wherever he played, he's also Midnight Express family, LP family. He played with eight, and we're going to talk about that too. Eight D1 players, eight when he was at Paul Robeson. This man stood in his own two. Anybody can say whatever they want, but this man stood on his own two. I'm proud of him and everything that he's accomplished. And I want to hear his side of the story because it's a good story that we need to share. And I want to give him his flowers because as a young man coming up under a lot of the older guys, he stood on his own too and he carried his own weight. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we're going to introduce my friend, my little bro, Dwayne Archbold, to the show.
What's going on? What's going on, Al?
What's up, DA?
What's going on, baby?
What you got going on, man?
Not much, not much. Just here.
Man, you got people in the building like waiting for you to get in here, man. I can imagine what the comments is going to be like.
I don't know. I appreciate the love, though, and shout out to everybody that tuned in. I appreciate the love.
Man, it's well deserved, man. Like I said before, thank you for being a part of the show. Thank you for giving me your time. I know you had to rush home from work. You probably didn't even get a chance to get a meal in. You know what I'm saying? But thank you for giving me your time. Your flowers is well deserved to what you have accomplished over your time of just playing basketball and how you stayed with it. Because at any given time you could have gave it up. But I'm giving you flowers from when I watched you grow from Crown Street to Leopards Park to Paul Robeson to Siena, to doing things overseas. So I just want to say I'm blessed to have you as a family member, my little bro, and your everything you've accomplished. I'm just so proud of you, my brother.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me on. And like I said before, man, I love what you're doing with this show too. Just giving people a voice for them to go back and speak their truths and their livelihood with basketball and everything else. So I appreciate the show. Appreciate you too, man.
Oh, no doubt, family. Listen, let's jump into it, man. When did you start playing basketball?
It had to been probably, I want to say, because I started off playing baseball, and
Now
that and
that's a
that yeah, I
shocker.
started off playing baseball because I wanted to be, because my pops played baseball, so I
Hmm.
wanted to play baseball. Did that for a tiny little bit. I was actually really good at it, and then my brother was like, "Nah, you got to play basketball," because I started to grow a little bit. So that's when
Hmm.
Kenny was like, "Yeah, you got to play basketball." So then, seeing what he was doing, I was like, "Yeah, let me give it a shot," and then that was it. So then I
What
started
position did you
playing on
play in baseball?
in baseball. I was right field.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I was right field. I was deep out there where nobody hit the ball to.
That's usually where they stick people out there, right there, so you don't get hurt.
Exactly, exactly.
So continue. You was about to say something else.
Nah, and I said that's when I started playing on the block. We had a little crate on a gate right on Mega Evers. So I started playing and just started getting the feel for the game and took that. Then I started playing. I think everybody familiar with St. Francis PAL, Mr. Goodman and what's the other name, Mr. Riley.
Mr. Riley. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So started doing that, and then that was it. From there, I just started every time I was playing, I started loving the game more and more.
Where did you go to junior high school at?
Junior Lefferts. I went to Lefferts.
Oh, you went to Lefferts. You went to Lefferts.
Yeah.
Okay. Who was the coach over there when you got there?
It was Mariner, but they ain't Brian Mariner was the coach, but we didn't have a team. So I didn't
Oh
play any
wow.
junior high school basketball.
Wait. So you didn't play sixth, seventh, or eighth grade?
Nah, we didn't have a team. We Lefferts didn't have a basketball team. So that so
Yo,
that was the crazy part about it.
yo, that's funny because everybody else that came through Lefferts played,
Yeah,
and
we didn't have
you didn't have a team, and that's crazy.
nah. No, Brian, they ain't have a team for whatever reason. I don't know why, but we never had a team. They ain't have a team for anything really at Lefferts when I was one of my 3 years in there.
Yeah, that was kind of rough. When we was there, I was coached by Mr. Risen 1 year, and that was when Sherwin's eighth grade, and then me and Twigs played together. I was in sixth grade then, and then me and Twigs played together. Tim, you played together in eighth grade because I got skipped, and Mr. Haywood was the coach.
Okay, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so we was there with Mr. Haywood too, and then you come right behind us, and there ain't no team. That's
No,
crazy, bro. There's no
no
team.
team.
So what kept you going during those 3 years that you didn't get an opportunity to showcase that talent in there like everybody else?
So that's when my brother was talking to me. He sent me up to play with Gauchos. So I was playing with Gauchos at the time.
Okay.
So I played, and that was the only AAU that I really played. So I was traveling all the way to 149th and Grand Concourse almost every other day.
Damn. So for the 3 years you going up there to play with Gauchos. Okay. All right. So let's stay in that area.
Yeah.
Now I know everybody want to hear this one. Midnight Express. You did come part of that lineage. So when did you become? Tell me the story how you got the Midnight Express because I know the original version when you told me we talked off camera. Tell everybody that original stuff.
All right. So originally I was playing with Ice T with Frank.
Snipes.
Originally. But Frank, then he for some reason he ain't take to me. He ain't like my game. So he kind of mentioned Howie, but I already knew Howie because Kenny played with him. So that
What grade
transition,
was this?
this was younger because Frank used to be. I used to go after school to the U Collective. I don't know if anybody remember the U Collective. That used to be right there on Bedford, between Carroll and Crown, right across the street from that old bowling alley.
Oh yeah, that's over there where Mr. Green used to be too, right?
Right. So
Okay, okay.
Frank used to be there. And then that's when I got introduced to Frank because he was one of like the counselors or teachers or something there when I used to go there for after school programs.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
So
Continue
that's
this,
that's
brother.
how I got started into playing with Frank. So we used to go down and practice at Jackie Robinson that was right there.
Man, so you played in Jackie Rob too.
Nah, yeah, I ain't play with him. He ain't let me get that far.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He ain't let me get that far. Yeah.
Wow, Styles
So
getting a
I got
bad
to a
rap.
couple of
Wait,
practices with him, and that was it.
what was his reasoning? Please tell me.
I don't know. I mean, because at that time, I had just started really, didn't even know what I was really doing. I mean, I ain't have no. I mean, I was, I guess you could say it's not. I don't want to say soft, but no experience. Didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was going after. I just didn't know. And he had a lot of his own guys that he already been training, practicing with for a long time. He just brought me down because he, talking at the youth collective, he already knew that I had an interest in basketball.
Okay. Okay. So then after that, how did you get in contact with Howie?
Oh, that was just through Kenny. I mean, that transition ended up being easy. That wasn't even a hard transition. I remember my first time playing with Howie was High Energy.
High energy. That was a great time.
Yeah, High Energy. That's when they played. Back in the day when they played on that when you walk in that first court that they
That
don't
very
even touch
first,
no more by the
the
handball court
slump,
in
the little
Wingate.
slump right there. Yeah, the drainage, the drain right
Yeah.
there.
So
Wow.
so
Okay.
that's when I started then playing with Howie, and that was I mean that was a long time. Probably I'd say that's probably around fifth grade, sixth grade.
Okay. Okay. Fifth. So you said we said fifth, sixth grade.
Yeah.
Okay. When did well let me give you some shout outs. You got Tim U in the building, you got Horse in the building, you got Bags in the building. They all shouting you out, bro, saying what's
It
up
was
to
good,
you.
fellas. It
So
was good. It was good.
I think you can see the comments too. So, um, when did you start taking basketball seriously?
I want to say it got after when the competitions kept pouring in, and my brother used to come to the games and be like, "Yo, you soft." So I so, right because the thing is, I wouldn't shoot the ball. I was just out there. You know when you just you out there floating. So I mean, he used to get
Yeah,
on me pretty rough. He used to get on me. So sometimes when I was like, yo, this, like, I don't really want to play. I'm just out here. But it got to a point where, I got to see him do what he was doing and
uh huh,
seeing, what I mean, seeing the love, the attention and everything he was getting and see how good he was at it. And I was like, well, shit, because everybody know he had a mean streak when he
yeah,
played. So,
yeah. We all know about Mr. Archibald and his mean streak. We definitely
right. So,
know, you know, Mr. the
so
original. Don't pass the rock. Yeah, we know who that is.
he used to tell me that all the time, like, stop passing the ball, you got to shoot. And
That
then after
sounds
a
about
while,
right.
when you hear something enough, it start to wear on you. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna shoot. But then I started realizing, like, damn, when I shoot, it's going in. So that worked out.
when did you when did it click? Because as basketball players, it's always a moment on a court when it clicks. Like, you know what? I'm actually really good at this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see something in this. When did it really click for you?
So I had maybe two moments when that happened. I remember we had a game, and I think it was yeah, it was Dunkers,
Hmm.
and we was playing. And I remember, I mean, because I know everybody remember Jabo.
Hmm.
So Jabo kept saying, "Yo, D, you got to play, you got to play," but I wasn't really playing up to my part. So I remember just screaming on him and like, "Yo, all right, I'm gonna play. Just give me the ball." So he would come down and shoot, and I was like, "Yo, just give me the ball." So by the time he kept giving me the ball, I was just scoring like I maybe scored like 10 points in a row. And at that time, I was like, "Damn, that." What I mean? He asking me to do it, and because I wasn't doing, he wasn't giving me the ball. And then when I started doing, it was like, yo, he was like, here, just take the ball, just do what you do. And then it was
Hmm.
another time older when I was at Robeson. I'll never forget. This is when I was like, I think I know that my name is starting to ring bells. I remember we played, and I don't know if anybody remember out there in IS8 in Queens,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? We went out there and we was playing against Troy Murphy, and I don't know if anybody remembers. There's a 7 foot dude named Josh Moore. They was playing on the same team, and when I was walking in, some dudes was because it was all the way out there deep in Queens. Like you got to take the dollar van and everything to get there. As I'm walking
Yeah,
in,
it's
these
out
dudes
there.
These dudes was leaving, right? And as I'm walking in, they was like, "Yo, you playing?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm playing." So they was like, so another kid was like, "Yo, that's the dude from Robeson. Yo, we gotta stay." And I don't think I ever seen these kids before, but I ain't know they even knew who I was.
Mm-hmm.
But they mentioned like, "Yo, that's the kid from Robeson. We gotta stay." And it right then and there it clicked on me like, damn, like people actually they don't know my name, they know my face, and they want to
Right,
see me
right.
play. And from then I was like, all right, so that if people know my face, that means somebody's talking about me, and if they talking about me, that means there's gonna be people trying to come at me. So I gotta practice a little harder, get a little better, and start perfecting some moves and start really getting in the gym.
No doubt. Listen, let's talk about high school. Um, what high school did you go to first?
Oh, well, most people don't know. Most people don't know. I went to Prospect Heights for a week.
Whoever coaching over there, mad as hell, boy. I tell you.
Yeah, I was in Prospect Heights for a week.
Oh my
I
god!
mean, went to class. I was in there going roaming through the hallways. I was in Prospect Heights for a whole week.
And then all of a sudden you say, "I got to get up out of here," right?
Yeah, but I never wanted to go to Prospect Heights, but I knew I,
Okay.
I, I wanted to go somewhere else.
Uh
You know what I
huh.
mean? Like a prominent basketball school, but I
Yeah.
didn't. But it was. But I didn't feel Heights was it. So being when I was playing with Gauchos, I asked Dave to find a school for me. He ended up getting in touch with Mage. So I never met Mage until the day he came and pretended to be my pops and enrolled me out of Prospect Heights.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah,
So they didn't even check no ID or nothing back in the day. He
ain't
just walked
nah,
in and
they
just said,
ain't
"Yo,
check
it's
nothing.
my son. I'm up out of here, huh?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They ain't check nothing. They ain't do none of that. So and mind you, that's the first day me ever meeting Mage. I ain't even know what Mage looked like,
Yo, that's and you went with him.
huh?
And you went with him. Like, yo, that's my pops. I'm gonna leave with him no matter what.
Yeah, because I mean, everything was already done. He was gonna come. He met me in front of the building. So I was talking back and forth with Dave. So we already knew what the plan was, but I never seen him. I didn't know what Mage looked like.
Oh,
So when I start
that's
when I started telling people I was going to Robeson, everybody was like, "Nah, everybody from Brooklyn, USA, go there. They recruit there. You ain't gonna never play." And I was like, "Well, I gotta go because I can't be in Prospect Heights.
oh
Like that
my
wasn't
god.
gonna be the move."
I guess that's kidnapping at an early age. You know what I'm saying? Because you definitely got kidnapped, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it worked
You
out
know?
though. But
But
yeah,
my
he
thing is, you had other schools around you. You had Erasmus. You had Wingate. That's all in that area. That wasn't those an option for you as well, or you
I
just
didn't
didn't
even
even look
think
at?
to be honest, I didn't even think about those because I just remember the conversation I had with Dave Jones,
Yeah.
and I was like, I just need a school to go to. And when I was going up there, all the other players at Gauchos was the Manhattan kids, and I wasn't going to a school in Manhattan.
Yeah, that's
So I told
elite
him,
right there.
huh?
I said that's elite. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I said, man, just find me a school, a good school. And then he got in touch with Mage, and that's how I ended up at Robeson.
yeah. Let's talk about that. You played. Let's talk about your freshman year at Robeson. What was that like? All right, now you at Robeson, your freshman year. You don't really know Mays. You don't know if he can coach. You don't know nothing about this man, but he
I don't
bringing
know
you
none
in.
of them. I ain't know nobody there, not one
So
single person.
who's there your freshman year? Who's there your freshman year?
So my freshman year, we had Todd Miles, Jamil Watkins, Alan Griffin was there, Phil Grant, and then the dude that was my year, Kenyatta Brown.
Kenyatta was tough. Kenyatta's
Yeah,
tough.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And the thing about it is they all played together already.
Wow.
The
Now,
crazy thing is when Mage took me out of Prospect Heights and put me in a Robeson, he was like, "Look, we got practice later on today. Hope you make the team," and then just walked off.
wow, that's a good way to start off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I mean, he ain't know nothing about me. He was doing Dave a favor
Yo, that's crazy. How basketball was back then. That was connected. The AAU programs was connected to the high
to the
schools.
high schools. Yeah,
Yeah, especially the public schools at that time. Not we ain't
Yeah,
talking about anything else. The public school, yo, that's bananas, man. So now you in tryouts.
yeah.
You going at the guys that's there. What's that like for you? You walking in. What's that like?
I mean, it was. I was nervous because, like I said, I ain't know none of them. I'm thinking to myself, the team already picked because I knew I knew prior that they recruited all the players that was there.
Hmm.
They all hung out together. They all talking about stuff. They did pass summer together. So I was a little nervous, but then I was like, I
Hmm.
just got to go out there and play. So I was like me. I was, a little quiet, so I ain't talked to nobody. I just played.
Right.
So I just played. We practiced. We did the little running. So I was like, if we running, I'm gonna try to be first. All of them was
Right.
faster.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So it was
It's,
the little things that I was trying to do just wasn't working. So
right.
what I would do was every time I left the gym, I mean, this shout out go. I mean, this dude helped out so much. Every time I left Robeson, I went to the YMCA with Tippy.
Oh, Bedford Y.
Yeah, the Bedford Y. So Tippy, I would be with Tippy. I would go there every single day, and I work on dribbling, work on shooting. Only thing I didn't do with Tippy was lift weights, but everything else I was doing so I could kind of catch up in a sense.
Right. Okay. Okay. So now you do that. You make the team. Are you playing in your freshman year?
No, no, I didn't
No
play. So
minutes.
nah. So what happened was I will get in the game with like 10 seconds left, but I was score.
Hmm.
Right. So it was one game where we was blowing the team out. And he put me in with like a minute and a half left, and I ended up scoring 7 points in a minute and a half. So now that whole thing was that he's a scorer. So every time the game was 2 foot far ahead, I would just score. So every time he put me in, I scored. So it was one time my freshman year, he put me in like the third quarter. Was like, yo, go get me a bucket. So when I went in third quarter, I went and got a bucket. Didn't play again after that though.
Wow.
Then we was somewhere in Maryland, and he put me in with like 8 seconds left in the game. He was like, yo, let me see you score. I shot the shit from half court, and that shit went in.
He said, "Hey, you gonna put me in? I'm about to get a shot up."
Yeah, so it was crazy. Like every time I went in the game, I scored. So then after that, towards the end of the season, I started playing a little more until when playoffs came. Then I sat. So it was I sat, and then that year when we lost to Lincoln in the championship in the Garden.
Mm, mm,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Finish.
no, I was
You
gonna say that's the year Steph, then Lincoln won, and Steph got his championship that year.
okay. Now, did any of that discourage you, being that you didn't play that much, or did it motivate you to, to work harder in the off season and and get back into it so you can get a starter role coming into your sophomore year?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't discourage me none because I was like, I mean, I started to get within the people that I didn't know and within that whole group that already knew each other. I started building a little name for myself because everybody was like, yo, as soon as you put him in, he's scoring.
Hmm.
So I started to get a little name for myself. So in a sense, I was the outsider at one point, and then I started to become part of the family. And then on top of that, there was no other school that I wanted to go to because I already figured we just went to the championship. Like what other school was I gonna go to?
Right. So now you're going through your whole year. You're going into your sophomore year. What does it look like for you going into your sophomore year?
So sophomore year, it was Shamel, Eric Williams, we had Allen Griffin, and then we had Phil Grant. So those were the four starters. So by my sophomore year, me and Kenyatta Brown, we would alternate who started in the games.
Hmm.
So then
But you
I
got
would
more
start
playing
one
time.
game, come off the bench one game, start one game, come off the bench one game. So by my sophomore year, I was already starting. I mean, it wasn't every game, but I was starting some game.
Okay. Junior year. What is that looking like?
Junior year was Junior year was fun because junior year now I'm starting every game.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So this
Okay.
time, Shamel Jones, Eric Williams, they already done left. So now it's Al playing. So I'm starting, and then sometimes maybe always mix some stuff up depending on who
Hmm.
playing well in practice because practice was always crazy. And then that year
Hmm.
we end up winning the championship.
Okay. Now, You guys had 8 Division I ball players. You played
Yeah,
with 8 Division I ball players, and I know you ran the names off to me, but you also said 10. So can you run those people off again if you don't mind?
yeah. So my freshman year, we had Todd Miles and Jamil Watkins,
Hmm.
right? Then my freshman year, Todd Miles, Jamil Watkins. My sophomore year, so Todd went to West Virginia, Jamil went to Georgetown. So my
Hmm.
sophomore year, after the sophomore year ended, Shamel went to Georgetown. Eric, I think Eric went to UMass and then transferred to Syracuse, if I'm not mistaken. Or he went to Syracuse,
Hmm.
transferred to UMass. It was one of those orders, but then he went. So after my junior year, Phil Grant went to Iona and Alec Griffin went to Syracuse.
Okay.
So that's already six. I ended up going to Siena, and Kenyatta Brown went to East Carolina. But on my
Mm.
senior year, we had two people that played with us too. Jerome Coleman, he went to Rutgers, and Mike Sherrod went to Rutgers too. So that was
Wow.
my time playing. You got 10 people that went D1.
Yo, that's crazy that school brought out that much talent and was under the radar. That was different.
Yeah,
Did
it was.
you well, was there a specific school or player you like or dislike playing against in high school?
Yeah, when we played Canarsie, I don't know if people remember the dude Frank Esses. I couldn't stand that dude. He was like a little like a. He was one of them dudes that was maybe 16 on paper, 16, 17, but looked like he was 25, 27.
Oh
So
my God.
he was big. The only thing he couldn't do was dribble that well, but he was dunking on everybody, shooting the ball. He had a little attitude. So playing against him was kind of crazy.
Sound like Felipe Lopez out there. He was 35 playing high school basketball, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I got a story about Felipe too, but
Tell it. We here. We here. We here.
oh,
This is what we here
so
for. We here for.
all right, so him, I kind of. So when I was big Gauchos, this is back when Felipe was all everything, front cover magazines, everything. Right,
Right.
right before he went to St. John. So when he was at Rice,
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the gym shooting in Gaucho's gym. So I'm just shooting by myself. He ended up coming on the same side where I'm shooting, and I guess my ball hit his ball, or whatever the case may be. He flung the shit down to the other end of the court and was like, yo, this is my court. Right? Never forgot that, right? So after his whole college time, after he done went to the league, I'm playing in Germany. He signed
Mm-hmm.
with a team in Germany, a team called Braunschweig.
Mm-hmm.
I probably had about 25 at half on him, elbow on him, tripping him, doing all kind of stuff. And he couldn't understand why I had so much aggression against him. So after the game, he walked up to me and was like, yo, you play really good. But while you was doing all the cheap shots, I told him, I said, yo, when I was a kid, you roofed my ball, and I didn't forget that, yo. He ain't even knew, he didn't even remember what I was talking about, but I held that grudge that whole time. So when I had to play against him, I let him have it, yo.
Yo, that's crazy. You held a grudge for that long, yo.
Yeah, because I didn't think I would ever play against him, but he ended up signing in Germany, and I had to play against him, yo. But now I'm not the little kid; I'm a grown man now, so I had to let him have it, yo. But
Man,
that was funny.
that's crazy. Let's talk about Siena. You're there now. I see a lot of these accomplishments down here, brother. All MACC first team, tournament MVP, all tournament team, long distance shooter. I mean, was it anybody else out there playing, or you was just that good? Which one is it?
Now my senior year was a great year. My senior year was a real turning point for just everything, right? So it was
Hmm.
like a big culmination. So my freshman year when I got to Siena, I made the all rookie team.
Hmm.
After that year, I had like a bone chipped off of my knee, so I had to have surgery on my right knee, right? But I
Hmm.
didn't want to sit out, so I actually played my whole sophomore year. I played limping pretty much because I just
Damn.
didn't want to sit out because I call him like my brother now, my best friend. My sophomore year was his senior year, So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to play with, you know what I mean? I didn't want to play with, I didn't want him to go out his senior year without me playing.
Right,
Because
right. I see what you're
we
saying.
had built that kind of a bond. So
Mm-hmm.
I ended up playing, but I mean, I actually really should have sat out because I played limping. So I didn't make anything. My junior year is when my junior year was that was my role to step in to take over the team, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that year I averaged like 15 points, 6 rebounds. I made second team all conference. And then my senior year, so my freshman and sophomore year, we had Paul Hewitt. He ended up leaving after my sophomore year to go to Georgia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
My junior year, we had Lewis Orr, who came from Syracuse. He came and coached me for a year. He ended up leaving right after that year and going to Seton Hall to be the head coach. So
Okay.
then my senior year, we had Rob Lanier. He came. I think he was an assistant at Texas, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So he came in and coached my senior year. So in my 4 years of college basketball, I had three head coaches with completely different coaching staffs, different everything. But when I say that culmination is like everything that I went through those first 2 years, when he came, he just let me rock out. Like I had like he had one play they used to call it like an Iverson play that I'll come off
Mm-hmm.
two screens. If I can't shoot, I'll run around, come off another two screens. If I couldn't shoot, they did like a flex where I ran the other side and posted up. If I couldn't get the ball, then I ran off another two screens, and then we ran the plays. So
God.
yeah, so it was crazy. So he just let me rock out, and then that's why that senior year was real. It was crazy. Like I needed it, and
Mm-hmm.
it was really beneficial too.
That's dope. My question to you is coming from Robeson, jumping in Siena, well, this is another, did you have any other offers besides Siena?
Yeah, so I had the whole MAC conference, the whole NEC conference. So
Mm-hmm.
NEC is like what was it, like what you call them, like LIU. Uh,
Manhattan, St.
no, Manhattan was
Francis,
in the
that type
MAC.
of stuff?
Manhattan was in
Oh,
the
okay.
MAC. It was like what was it, St. Francis, PA, St. Francis, NY.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Those schools.
Okay.
I had Wisconsin. Wisconsin actually wanted me to go to prep school because I had already committed to Siena. They reached out to
Uh-huh.
they got in touch with Tippy and told him to send me to prep school so I can
Wow.
get out of the commitment with Siena and then go there. But at that time, I already had my daughter, so there's no way I was going in
Okay.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, that was a wrap.
So then the other offer that I was taking real serious was Miami, University of Miami. So Leonard Hamilton used to come to the
Ooh.
practice, right? But he already told me that's the time they had. That was after John Salmons and James Jones freshman year. So he already told
Wow.
me by the time I came there, I wasn't playing in front of them. He had mentioned that, but he said they only gonna be two and done. You'll be playing after that. But before that happened, he came back and already said if he get an NBA job, he leaving. So as funny as it was, I would have went there my freshman year, sat behind James Jones and John Salmons. Right after that year, he got the head coaching job with the Wizards in the league. So I kind of made a
Wow.
great decision, and I mean the Big East would have been great, but I kind of made a good decision to not go there because I don't know what would have happened there.
Was you you wanted to take an offer where you want to come in and play automatically after what you accomplished at Robeson, right? You wasn't looking to
Yeah, no,
yeah, I'm pretty sure you wasn't looking to come in and take a backseat role to anybody else. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
no. I didn't want to
Was
sit
that what
down.
you're trying to accomplish?
Yeah. I didn't want to sit down. Anyway, I go. I wanted to play. So, and he's already telling me before I get there who I'm sitting down behind.
Okay.
So it's basically like come do a year, sit behind them. They only doing 2 years and they going to the league. So he already knew that they was already going to the league after their sophomore years.
Okay. That's crazy because when you left Robeson, what was you averaging per game?
I think probably somewhere like 19 a game, 18 point something a game.
Mm. And that was a tough conference. That was a tough conference out there. And was y'all in the A division?
Yeah.
A
So
division. Okay.
we had like Prospect Heights, Canarsie,
Mm.
Boys and Girls. I don't even remember half these schools now. Who else do we have?
Canarsie probably was in that A division somewhere in
Yeah,
there, if I'm not mistaken. Erasmus, if
we
not,
ain't, we ain't have Erasmus. We
because
ain't
I
have,
know
I'm trying to think
Calvin
what others.
Bowman was over there at that time too.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I'm
That
trying to
was a
think
big.
who
That
else
was
we. I don't remember half of the schools, but I know Heights, Canarsie, Boys and Girls for sure. I don't see why I can't remember none of them other schools for whatever reason, but I mean, it was about a
do
good summer school.
who was killing in there besides because y'all had an all star team, dude. It looked like all 4 years that you played, you had like an all
Yeah,
star
yeah.
team.
I mean,
So
everybody would
who?
come in. Everybody would come in and do work. I mean, it was our team. We had some people that will kill some games that they didn't even go to college.
Wow, that's crazy. That is
Yeah, so
different. That is different. Okay, well, somebody is on here named Pig Butt put something in the comments said D Arch always pushed me. He was wise. Tell him there is no Chris Velez at Bishop Loughlin without D Arch pushing.
my man. I know exactly what you're talking about too.
Yeah.
That that's
Okay.
my man. I used to call him Trey Puntos.
Oh
He would
my
always come down
God.
and try to shoot threes. But no, I mean,
Oh,
we used to kick it a lot. Much respect. We used to kick it a lot, and that's my dude right there. But I used to always try
okay.
to. I mean, he used to give me. So, man, it was a mutual thing because he used to give me a lot of confidence too. Because he would
That's what's
always
up.
say, "Yo, you killing them, keep killing them." So it was all love. I mean, my growing up, I appreciate a lot of everybody, man. Everybody
Yeah.
showed me some love. Everybody really. I think everybody really dug into what I was doing and really pushed me and elevated me. I mean, my brother more than most, because I mean, he was always telling me something and shit. I ain't never had a good game compared for him. Because if I had 30, I could have got 40. You know what I mean? If I
Right.
had 40, I could
Right.
have got 50.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? It was always I always got love. I always felt blessed to have. It's simple. Like I had everybody in my corner all the time. So when I went places and played, you know what I mean, it was never just me playing for me. You know what I mean? So that was always a beautiful thing.
Yeah, no doubt. Shout out to everybody in the room, man. We got Tim U. We got my peoples, we got Howie, your coaches in the building. We're gonna get to that too because they keep thinking the younger Midnight Express is better than the older Midnight Express. But we're gonna talk about that too.
Yeah, when we get
Like
there,
I said, yeah, yeah, whatever. We got a lot of family in the room, a lot of LP.
I love it.
Now,
I'm happy.
okay, what he said? Oh yeah, that's definitely a fact. Question: Leopards Park. That's our concrete jungle, brother. That's
For
our
sure.
concrete jungle. What if meant being playing in Lefferts Park? Like when you come down, because you coming from down the hill, from up the hill rather,
Right,
and you
right.
go on to Lefferts, and it's first of all it's a different respect factor. Getting from coming from up the hill to come down there, to got to go back up the hill. So, what was that like for you? Because I got another question behind that one. But what was it like for you to come down there?
I mean, it was great. 'Cause remember, like I said, that was my junior high school that I went to. So
Mm,
it was great. And the thing about it is, what I liked about it was I was a kid that would go down there and just watch. So I had like different stages. I was a kid that just watched. Then I was a kid that wanted to play that never got picked, and then end up being a kid that, as soon as I walk in the gym, I got a spot already. As soon as I walked onto the court, I got a spot. So the transition for me and just seeing that I go from, what I mean, I'm getting taller, I'm putting a little size, everybody acknowledging that I can play a little bit. So now I can get on the court and play with the same people that I looked up playing to when I was younger. You know what I mean? Like I looked up to them, seeing everybody and whatever moves they had, just trying to pick everybody little move here, little move there, and then being able to get on the court. Because one thing about that, if you can't play, you really ain't getting on that court. They'll pick somebody that just got off, tell you wait. You know what I mean? So I used to get a lot of that. You know what I mean? So
take your next. Take your
yeah, you
next.
know what I mean? Take it next. Don't feel no kind of way about it. You got to argue and still don't work out for you. So I mean, it was just a good transition to see as I grew. He was like, yeah, he playing.
Mm.
And then
Now you
I remember I remember when Life used to open up the gym on the inside, and you had to write your name on the book
oh
to play on them courts. So I used to be in
yeah,
there all the time.
yo, that's crazy. Tree said him and Carlton used to push you up to dunk.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They gave me my first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. I remember I used to beg them too. That sometimes, but then I also, so I appreciate them too because they got me dunking. They used to always give me a little boost, and then I got them because I couldn't jump for some reason. So I started getting a little bigger, a little heavier, and they didn't want to lift me up no more. So they, but I couldn't dunk on my own, and they didn't want to lift me up no more. So
Right. So they was like, "Look, I ain't doing that,
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Good deal
yeah.
there, bro.
Like,
That's
nah,
what's up."
you too big not to be dunking, you know. So I had to get some bounce from somewhere.
Yo, that's crazy, bro. That is so crazy that they was doing that. You know,
Yeah,
everybody got their story about Leopards Park. Any basketball player that comes on here, they know that first court, you better be ready. But they're
yeah.
gonna
You
move you
got to
to
bring
that
your A
second.
game.
They're gonna move you to that second and third court. You better go out there and get your thing, man. Rest in peace, life. Definitely, Twigs. Definitely, rest in
Yeah,
peace, life.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
He started that movement out there on that park. You know what I'm saying? Um, your brother. Now I know it was hard, growing up with him, with what he had established. What was that like, growing up with him in that household as a ball player?
I mean, the household was great, man. The household, we had competition battles all the time. I mean, we played Monopoly, video games. I mean, it was always a competition all the
Hmm.
time. So with the basketball, I mean, I wasn't competing in no level to even try to have a say so. But when it came to Monopoly and the video games, oh yeah, I was beating them all the time in those.
I'm sure he didn't like that part. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, nah, nah. So, but we played all the time. So like I said, growing up, I mean, he pushed a lot. I mean, he pushed a lot. I mean, he did what brothers supposed to do, especially too. I mean, when you think about it, because we had that age gap. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like I said, his era was a little above, so it's not like we did a bunch of things together. So it's almost in a sense of, I mean, it's just in a sense of, yo, I'm telling you what to do because I've been through it already, and me like, yo, like, all right, that's what you've been through, but give me some time. Let me work my way up to that. I ain't gonna get it overnight. So it was always that pushback, but after a while, you know what I mean, you get older and you start saying like, damn, this nigga, he telling me what to do because he been through it. So let me just pay attention to some of the words. I mean, I ain't gonna do everything, but
Right. Right.
he definitely know what he's talking about. So instead of giving that pushback all the time, it's more of me trying to take in the knowledge he was trying to give to me. You know what I mean? So I mean,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, I definitely he pushed me. He pushed me a lot. Like that killer instinct, that fire that I end up getting. I mean, like I said, if I have a 40-point game, it's like, yo, you could have got 45, you could have got 50, and I'm like, God damn, I got 40 though. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got 4, but he was like, yo, you could get 50. So for me, at first, I used to be like, damn, this nigga bugging. But then I was like, well, shit, what if I get 50? So now
Mm.
I'm going to shoot for 50. All I need to do
Right.
is take 6 more shots. I could take 6 more. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that started
Yeah.
to be my mindset. So
Hmm.
yeah,
But was it pressure? Because you're the younger brother coming
yeah,
behind him and may not express. You're trying to create your own lane, and what, like I said, what he already established. Now you coming in, some of the coaches might be like, "Yo, you ain't like your brother." You know what I'm saying? Like, was that some type of comparisons every once in a
yeah,
while
yeah.
when you went out there?
It was a little bit of pressure, but the good thing about it is when I started becoming older, our games is completely different. The only thing that's really the same was the jump shot. You know what I mean? Like my brother had handles and was kind of slick. For me, my game, I was just I jumped higher, I was taller. I mean, I
Mm.
don't know if people said it or not. I was stronger, taller, and I jumped higher. You know what I mean? My handles wasn't nowhere like his, or nothing like that. So my game and my approach to the game had to be very different than his approach to the game. So that
Mm,
kind of separated us as far as trying to have so much of a comparison.
right, no doubt. Now, you know the question I'm gonna ask, bro. Just because I seen the long distance chat, I saw all that, the accolades, you know what I'm saying? People on here want to know who's the better shooter, bro.
I mean, come on. If I gotta say who's gonna be, of course I'm. I mean, I ain't gonna never say somebody should. Nah, of course me. But
Right,
like I
right,
always
right,
say, it,
right,
it depends.
right.
It depends on different eras because I know a lot of people in his era seen him do some stuff. I actually seen him do some things too that will put him for that era first. But
Right,
like I
no doubt.
said, but for me, there's gonna be some people in his era that's gonna say me too because they seen me do some things as well. But I would say everybody in my
Mm,
era will say me. So
no,
I
no
think
doubt.
that gives me a little edge, in my opinion.
Listen, I seen both of you dudes killers. I don't give a damn what anybody say, and y'all both my family. So I'll go on record and say it was you. So I'm
Appreciate
gonna go
that.
on record and
See,
say it was
that's
you.
what I'm saying. Some people
Kitty,
gonna say me,
Kitty,
some people gonna say
Kitty,
him.
Kitty can be mad at me all he want. I don't care. He's still my bro, my family. I'm gonna have to rock out with little bro. I'm sorry, man. I kind of watched him shoot on the crate over there on Crown Street, so it's a little different. You know what I'm saying? But I like that comparison. Like I said, that household was different. You two growing up that way. When I saw him, saw you. To sit and watch him, do what he accomplished. Watch you what he accomplished. Um, Also, when I look at the other brothers, I'm talking about Twigs, Skid, and Doc. Those are just other brothers that we compare. They always got their comparisons, of course. You know, but what you guys have accomplished is just amazing in itself, and I applaud you both for what you did. What did Bag say? Bag said LP was taught how not to pass, which is true. You
Oh
played
yeah.
in Leopards, you knew if you was playing with the right five, well, you might not got, you definitely wasn't getting another shot.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? That was now. We're gonna get to this question, but we're gonna go back before I get to that other question. After Siena, what did you do? What did what was next for you after Siena?
So after Siena, I was supposed to. So I ended up picking this agent, this dude that was out of Boston. He had like two players in the league, and I ended up picking him. Right. So ended up picking him. I had already had a workout set with the Nets, the New Jersey Nets. So the workout was already set. I was already speaking to him. I used to have scouts come to watch me. The NBA scouts come watch me play my senior year. Already talking to the Nets. So first it was talk that second round might look pretty good, but then it was
Mm-hmm.
like, nah, you not second round. You're gonna have to come work out. You gotta earn a spot in a sense. So then I end up picking this agent. This agent wanted me to go to a camp in Italy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the camp in Italy and the time of my workout was around the same time. So
Mm-hmm.
I already told him, like, nah, I'm not going to the camp in Italy. It was in Treviso, Italy. I'm not going to the camp.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up canceling my workout with the New Jersey Nets, telling
Wow.
yeah, telling me that they moved it back a week. So I'm like, all right, they moved it back a week, cool. So that means it's accommodating. I'm gonna go to Italy. So I go to Italy, playing that camp, and then when I came back, my assistant coach that set up his name is Robert Jackson. He's actually one of the scouts for the San Antonio Spurs right now. He
Mm-hmm.
called me. He was like, "How come you didn't go to the workout?" And I'm like, "They moved it to next week." He was like, "No, it looked like you canceled on them. So now it made it seem like you're too good for them."
Oh my God.
So then I end up staying with the agent, but 2 years after that, I end up getting rid of that agent. So he kind of killed my NBA workout.
Was you blackballed after that to try to get no
Oh
more
yeah, yeah, yeah,
tryouts and stuff
yeah,
like
yeah. I
that?
couldn't get no more tryouts. Yeah, it was a wrap.
Oh
Because then
man.
he even tried at the time it was Vancouver, and then he tried Chicago. And I guess word had already got around. It was like, nah, we good.
Oh man.
Yeah. So before I even signed with him, I already had to work out with the Nets. That was already signed, sealed, delivered. It was already done. And he got it. And he got his hands on it, and it just went terrible from there. So then after that, played in that camp. Then I went to Belgium
Okay.
after that.
Did you finish up over there, or did you keep
I didn't finish
traveling?
in Belgium because me and the coach didn't get along at all. He wanted to. This is crazy. He wanted to change my jump shot.
Say it again.
Yeah. Crazy. So he wanted to change. Yeah, he wanted to change my jump shot. So what would happen was when we'll be in practice, and he tried to make me shoot like he wanted me to change my form. So anytime I shot the way he liked, it was fine. But if I shot the way I normally shoot and it go in, I had to run. Yeah, even if it went in, if it missed, I had to run. So after a while, that got crazy. So I ended up leaving there and ended up going to Hungary after that. I
Okay.
finished out the season in Hungary. So I left there in November and I didn't go to Hungary till February. And I
Mm.
got to Hungary. So that what did work out though, the camp that I went to in Italy, one of the coaches there had saw me and I went to that team in Hungary right after I left Belgium. So that camp actually benefited me in some kind of way.
Okay. Okay.
Right. So then I went there. Then after that, they had like little tryouts in Ohio, and I ended up going to France. And then my next 2 years after that, I played in France.
Mm. So was you done after that?
No,
After
no, no.
France?
Then after
Yeah, you
France,
mean that? Yeah.
yeah, after
Yeah.
France, then I went to spend 2 years in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went back to Belgium,
Mm-hmm.
and then I
But you ain't
finished up
like the
in.
coach in Belgium. You ain't
No, I
like the
went to
coach.
another team in Belgium.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
I'm
went to
about to
another team
say.
in Belgium. Yeah, I went
Okay.
to another team in Belgium. Every time we played against that coach, that was a surefire 25 against that coach. Every time I saw him.
Okay. I know you was ready to tear him a new
Yeah,
one,
yeah,
boy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I used to run into him on purpose on the court. You know, when they stand up, I act like I'm going out of bounds and bump them and all that. Like, yeah, he had me pissed.
Dude, you got about 4 passports right now, dude. As much traveling you was doing.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Then I ended up going playing in court. Because anybody that was paying is where I was at.
Oh, no question.
Yeah.
No
So
question.
then I played in Holland, then I played in Portugal, and then after that, it got the game, the love for the game kind of started going away because it got too kind of political for me to bear it. So I had certain like owners of teams wanted me to hang out with them like I was like their trophy or something like that, and it was just getting kind of bad. So
Now, you're doing all this with just you by yourself. You ain't had nobody with you, nobody rolling with you, nobody giving you that advice
nah,
on what to do. So you doing this all on your own.
yeah,
Man, that's tough,
yeah,
bro. All those years, that's tough, bro. Salute to you, King, because some dudes, they just that's a difference of growing up, not having somebody to help us along the way. I wish I'd have been able to get all those opportunities that you got, but we all go on different path. And I say that because at 18, I probably made the worst mistake that I possibly could make, which was, I had my baseball coach at the time gave me number when the Florida Marlins started was very expansion team with the Colorado Rockies. He got me
uh,
a tryout. He got me a tryout with the Florida Marlins. He got my plane ticket and everything. And he said, yo, all you got to do is get on the plane and go do what you want. Now I'm 18 in the hood. Come on, bro. I ain't never been on no plane. I didn't even go to the workout. I didn't go to the tryout. I didn't go to anything. To this day, my baseball coach still mad at me. He won't shoot me. He said, yo, you should be a millionaire. There's no way. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying to you is that for you to have, do this on, you was ready to do that on. So you was already matured to do this on your own because some people can't do that on your own. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. I mean, for me, the drive was different. At the time, I already had a daughter. Because I don't know if people remember, but I mean, the girl I was dating at the time, I was 16 when she got pregnant. I had my daughter at 17.
Wow.
So
Okay.
the responsibility came real early. So you know, what I mean, I couldn't be doing all the stuff that everybody was doing. So I had to have a focus. You
No
know, what I mean, just
question.
like everybody else, you want to. You know what I mean? You want to get your mom pops up out of there. You know what I mean? You want to do a bunch, try to make as much money as you can. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So that was just added incentive for me to just always want to do something. I had to be moving forward. So
No
I
question.
was always going. I was always traveling, even though I was playing AAU. Like I played with damn near every AAU team there was outside of Riverside. So I played with Broncos, Aim High, Gauchos, Brooklyn, USA. Like
Damn.
it was one time. This is before I want to say is before I even went to college. I went out to Vegas with Brooklyn, USA for a week.
Mm-hmm.
While I was there, I had already knew Kevin Jackson from Aim High.
Mm-hmm.
His team was out there. Him and Vince Smith, Aim High was out there. So instead of me coming home with Brooklyn, USA, I stayed with them and went to California with them.
Wow.
And then they had another tournament. So they came from California. I was out there a week. Then they had another tournament back in Vegas. So then I came back to Vegas with Aim High, and then came back home. So what was supposed to be a 1 week trip ended up being 3 weeks.
Wow. You got your basketball in. I tell you that.
Oh yeah. We played. And that time I was playing with Raheem Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
Deion Jones. What was the other dude? I forgot the other dude name, but it was like three. Oh, Talik Brown.
Talik Brown. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
So
he
I was
ended up
playing with
going to UConn, right? Then
ended up
Talik
going to
Brown go to
UConn,
UConn.
winning the
Yeah.
chip
Okay.
too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. To everybody that's in the room, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Got to do a public service announcement. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Chopping It Up with A60. Also, like and share this on Facebook. I would appreciate that. Uh, did you ever have basketball burnout?
When I was younger, nah, never.
No, just like because you said by the time you got to, um, you done professionally, you was like, I'm done because you didn't like what you was going through.
Yeah,
Was
yeah, yeah.
that basketball burnout, or you was just tired of the business side burnout? You know what I'm saying?
It was business side burnout. So playing AAU when I was younger, college, and the first couple of years, I didn't. All right, so all through college I wasn't playing for nothing but just the love of the game, just wanting to improve and get better, right? Then when I started getting paid to play, it shifted a little bit,
Mm-hmm,
right? So
mm-hmm,
my first 2 years, everything kind of played out the way it's supposed to. I'm playing, I'm doing normal basketball stuff. Then when they started going to certain teams, I mean, I never played on a team where the big men was really that good. You know what I mean? So
mm-hmm.
some games they got me playing a four.
God.
You know what I mean? So I'm guarding. You know what I mean? I'm guarding 6'9" dudes, 250. Like that's not. You know what I mean? And then if I
Yeah.
don't do it, it's a problem. You know what I mean? So it started. Then I realized like, oh, this is a business. Like the love for the game, and then there's a love for for basketball, and there's a business side of basketball. I didn't
Mm-hmm,
do too well with the business side of the game.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Man,
As far as having to do what they say because they paying you, and I'm like, yo, the love for the game just put me in my spot. Let me ride out.
yeah, no doubt,
You know
no
what I
doubt.
mean? But from the business side, it's like, nah, we paying you. You do what we say. You
Mm. Okay.
know what I mean? So like I said, I'm playing a four. I'm doing all kind of stuff. So I'm banging against these big dudes, and then you want me to come on offense and do some. You know what I mean? Like it don't work out like that because that wear and tear on the body is real.
Yeah, no doubt. I
So
can. It definitely wear and tear on you sometimes. You know what I'm
yeah. So
saying?
then when you argue, it's like, yo, do what we pay you to do. You know what I mean? So it's like it just and over some time, it just the business side. I ain't do well with the business side out there. So I still play. I played for 10 years overseas. So I
Mhm.
still played 10 years,
Right.
but the last starting from the last six, getting down to like the last 3 or 2. The last 3 or 2 years, 3, 2, and last year that it was dreadful. I got
Man.
tired of traveling. Like when I played in Portugal, we was on an island called Madeira, right?
Hmm.
Every away game we had to fly because we was on an island.
Oh my God.
So I'm talking about like I'm running through, like you said, a lot of passports. I'm running through passports left and right because everywhere I go, they stamping them. Like I had to get
Yeah.
new passports because they stamping them out too much.
Jeez. And
They
you
didn't
was
have
there
nowhere to
for a whole
stamp, so I
year.
had to get a new passport. Like I got tired of traveling. It was just it was just crazy. I was appreciative, but I got tired.
Yeah, that's crazy, Brody. What I guess my thing to you is that you got tired of all that traveling and that kind of wore you out, like you said. So I'm like, man, traveling that's cool, but as you said it, you was on an island and you had to travel everywhere. And now, was that for 6 months or was that for a year? Because I know overseas is different. I don't know how the seasons work.
Yeah, that one because that where I was at was for 8 months. So eight
8 months.
months every
Okay.
away game we traveled, and
Okay.
sometimes we'll have you got to think about it. Sometimes we'll have so prior to me going to Portugal when I was in Holland, we
Mhm.
played in the ULEB Cup, right?
Mhm.
So we played our country games, and in the ULEB you play against different countries. So my practice would be we'll practice Monday, travel Tuesday, play in the ULAB Cup on Wednesday, travel back Thursday, practice Friday, play Saturday, and then Sunday you off.
Oh my
So we
God.
had two away games, like back to back away games on Saturday. Then I'm repeating that whole thing again. So Monday we practice, Tuesday we travel and practice when we get there. Wednesday play, Thursday travel, maybe travel and practice. Friday practice, Saturday another game. Sunday you get your little day off. So what I mean, it was just you just always traveling. Like it was always traveling.
How crazy was that with your little girl back at the crib? So I
I
know
mean,
that was
yeah, I
hard.
mean,
I know that was hard. I
yeah,
know
that
that was
that that
hard.
was rough because, like I said, I would be away 8, 10 months at a time. So I'm not. I mean, we talk on the phone, but at that particular time, she wasn't talking much because she's still a baby,
Right. Okay.
so she
Okay.
wasn't doing too much talking. Couldn't see her.
Oh
Me and her
man.
mother wasn't together. What I mean, not
Right.
really
Right.
dealing with each other like that.
Right. I understand that
So
shit.
it was rough. It was rough.
No doubt. No doubt. Question of the night, bro. We
What's
here
that?
now because I'm getting all this Howie
I can't see
teams.
none of the comments, so I don't know what nobody's saying. But it's
Oh man, listen, they talking about the Howie best team and all that. Listen, we're gonna put it on the table because we got a
yeah.
lot of
Let's do it. Let's
we got a
do it.
lot of Midnight Express family in the building, and I'm gonna go on the record and just say our old division was better. And the reason why I say that, the experience, we had three champions. We had two white boys who didn't even live in the neighborhood playing. We were different.
But before you finish, all I'm gonna say is right. This is what I'm gonna
Come
say.
with it. Come with it,
This is
please.
what I'm gonna
Come with
say.
it. Come
I'm a,
with it.
I, I'm gonna give y'all that because that team was more homegrown. So I give that. Our team wasn't homegrown because our team, everybody wanted to play with Midnight Express by the time we came around. So
Mhm.
people always wanted to play to where we couldn't let everybody play because then we'll have too many people.
Yeah, somebody said y'all was rock stars. I no, our team was rock stars, bro.
Nah,
He said
because
your team was
so
rock stars, and
if
this is what
Howie's
he had.
on there,
Look, and this is what he said. He said the dude Pig Butt said the best squad. I'm gonna tell you the names. He said D Arch, Mo, Quincy,
yeah,
Bernard, Grasshopper, Frankie, Jabbo, Yummy,
yep.
Heartbeat. Heartbeat was Nike once, so that don't count.
Nah, Harvey played with us though. See,
No,
that's
I
what I'm
know,
saying.
I know he did. I know he did, but
Yeah,
he was also original Nike one
Nike won. That's why I said y'all was more
Ice
home.
T
That's why I said y'all
Ice
was
T.
more homegrown.
You know,
Then we had Barrington. Barrington used to play the dude that I don't
Chris
know if anybody remember
Velez,
Barrington.
Kevin Michael, and Vic.
Yeah. See the thing. So this is what will happen, right? So Mo used to live on Hawthorne in New York. So we was a hop, skip, and a jump away. So we would play our games that we were scheduled to play. If a team forfeited or couldn't make it, Howie will call us to go play, so the team won't come there for no reason. They'll play. And we used to blow them out by 40 or 50. It got to the point where teams would rather take the forfeit than to play us.
We did that too.
I'm just saying, because we used to, I'm talking about. I'm talking about by the time it was second quarter, you talking about 30, 40 point lead already.
We did. Listen, y'all have to
Hey,
have the groundwork. Y'all have to have the groundwork. We started the groundwork. Okay. So
I get
that
it.
pressure. So that pressure that y'all played, it came from us. Okay.
Uh, I get it, but we had the benefit. We had the benefit of dunkers. Y'all ain't had that benefit.
We had what?
Y'all ain't had the benefit of dunkers as far as that homegrown Midnight Express. Y'all had other tournaments y'all used to go to, but we had dunkers. So dunkers is where everybody used to come to, and when
We
we
did
played, we put on
dunkers.
a show.
We did dunkers. We did youth service. We did
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, y'all did
Edward
all
R.
of.
Murrow. We did that. We did the Ebbetsfield. We did the Prospect Heights tournaments. We did that.
No, I get it, but y'all ain't, yeah, yeah. So that group you talking about, I don't
Yes.
remember. I don't remember that in dunkers. I mean, I remember it being peace, but not that whole core group being in dunkers. I don't remember that.
Well, that whole you got to remember too.
Yeah,
That
see, there we go. See that? There we go.
you got you got it. You got to admit,
I
everybody
remember.
was
I
going
remember
different
high
ways.
energy. I remember high energy for sure. High energy. That's when that group used to be together all the time and go and do y'all thing, but not dunkers. Not when the
But
dunks was 3 points.
Dunkers, we did it because I got a lot of 3-point dunks over there. So I don't know.
Nah, yeah.
And I played with Midnight Express, and I played with Nike one year. But most of my stuff was Midnight Express. Howie. I mean, you said how he used to call you guys. We used to have 5 on a regular basis going to the game. We'll leave. We might have 6 or 7. Some of us will leave and go to the next game to start that game, and then we'll go over there and blow that team out.
Oh, we used to do that too. We used to play in Wingate. So we used to play in Wingate, ride bikes and go all the way down to Nas Park, playing that high profile tournament, blow somebody out, go to an, go somewhere else and blow somebody out. I mean, it used just to be a rob robin. We used to destroy folks. I ain't
You know,
saying y'all didn't, but we used to destroy folks.
you know what? I can't wait to
But the
do
beauty,
this
I think
reunion
I told you
game.
earlier.
I can't wait to do this reunion game because we.
Nah, half of y'all still can't remember. I still play. I'm 41. I still play. I don't know what reunion game you think it's gonna look like, but
you ain't getting 50. I'm telling you that right now. You ain't going out there getting no 50 because in our era we foul. So so
yeah,
you ain't doing all that, bro.
just like I used to tell people, you would need all your files. Way back then you would need them, and now y'all you gonna need all your files, baby.
It's different now because I ain't gonna be the guard. I'm going in the post now, bro. I ain't trying to run past nobody. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Howie,
But
you can speak, Howie. I understand you want to keep quiet on this subject, Howie. That's all right,
none.
though.
Matter of
That's all
fact,
right.
Howie would be the best one to tell it.
Yeah, Howie. Yeah, Howie. Tell it, Howie.
Howie would be the best one to tell it.
Howie gonna say something in a minute. He gonna get on here. Uh, let's switch off into how he jumps on. Cause I know he don't act like you at the train station. Howie, you need to stop. Was there a player you emulated your game after in the NBA?
Yeah, so more, I would say like a Paul Pierce.
That's a good one.
Because I mean, I was able to jump, but I mean, could I dunk? Yeah, but was I jumping over somebody? No. You know what I mean? Did I have the craziest handles? No. You know what I mean? But the thing is, my first step was pretty quick. I could shoot the ball. Nobody wasn't going to just take the ball from me, and I was able to get my shot off when I wanted to.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's a good one. Paul Pierce. Yeah, length. That little Jimmy over there in the corner. But
Yeah.
you wasn't. But Paul, you wasn't slow like Paul Pierce. On slow Pierce was
Nah, nah,
slow.
nah, nah. I was quicker
Yeah,
than that,
yeah,
but
yeah. That's what I was
yeah,
about to say. Yeah, I was about to say.
yeah,
You know what I'm
I was a little
saying?
quick.
He could move a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Um, Anybody got questions for my guy? Because I know he got some story. I know you said you got a lot of stories.
Yeah,
Give me
I
a
got.
Robeson story. Give me a Robeson story.
So I think I told you this one time when we was talking. So and thing is, I mean, rest in peace, Mage. Mage did
Rest
a
in
good
peace,
job because
yeah.
we had a ton of talent at Robeson, and Mage did a great job of funneling the talent and making everybody play together.
Mm-hmm.
So practice used like I think I told you, practice used to be like college practices in high school. So Mage used to make it where if you getting killed in practice, the whole practice was on you.
Mm-hmm.
So you was the highlight, a major run on court. You know, like how they do at the Rucker, major run on court, tell you play
Mm-hmm.
D. So it was fun. And the thing about it is like that Robeson crew that we had, it was nothing but family because we practiced every day and we would stay there till 7, 8 o'clock every day.
Mm-hmm.
So the crazy part about it, we would gamble first. You know what I mean? We'll play some AC Doocy, play some pity pack. So we'll gamble first, practice. After practice, we'll still chill there. Some people be playing one on one. Some people be doing some more gambling. Gambling, you know, we always had some girls around.
Right, right, right.
Like
Facts.
the environment that he created was crazy. So there's no insane story. It's just the family that was built there. That Mage built there was crazy because everybody could have had crazy egos because everybody was good and everybody could play.
Right.
But you because of how we practice and how many times we practice, your ego could only last for about a day.
That's
Because
true.
that next day you was gonna get killed back. If you killed somebody one day, you was gonna get killed the next day. It's not like you was just going and nobody was there wasn't killing somebody every single day.
Facts. Facts. Yeah, we losing a lot of our leaders, and Mage obviously played a huge part in that Robeson family. Rest in peace, Mage. Rest in peace, Sonny Lewis. Rest in peace to my man who just passed away, my boy G Griffith from Nike One. Oh man, it's huge, boy. We're using a lot of our leaders. Shout out to Kenny Kings on the check-in. I know he was in here. We losing a lot of our community leaders that don't get the respect that they deserve. And you got guys like you got guys like Howie. You got guys like Frank, Moose. You got Diamond. That's huge in our community for just keeping us together. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
Playing in tournaments. Me and Tree was talking about this, man. Howie did so much for us, man, where dudes couldn't even afford to get on trains. Howie's paying, telling you to bring them two,
right,
$3. He's paying for it. It's
right, right,
hard
right,
to
right, right, right.
forget about Tippy. I'm sorry, Tippy. Shout out to Tippy. You know, um, it's just hard to forget those things that these guys do for us. And honestly, even if we come together and try to do something for that man, I don't really think he even accept it. Just the fact that we accomplished what we accomplished as men through him, and that makes him proud. So, shout out to our coach Howie, But you got more stories. You holding out on me, bro. I know you're
Nah,
holding out on me, bro. You holding out on
nah, I
me,
mean
bro.
I mean I had a lot of stories, man. It was a lot of stories. Like every place I went, it was like I said, the love for the game that I had was crazy, and I think a lot of people that I played against know that I worked hard. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah,
I
yeah.
worked crazy hard because I always felt that I was coming from behind, so I had to outwork people. So I mean I don't know. There's a lot of stories that I had. One story I can remember, and it's one of those that you asked me when I realized like I'm getting there is when we play. I went out to Coney Island. Played in the tournament in Coney Island and played against that whole Lincoln team and all of them from them projects. And we was playing. I think I had it was a playoff game, and I think I had 55 in about the third quarter, and they shut the lights off. They
Where
shut
was
the
this?
in Coney Island. What's what's the projects? The projects
Oh, I couldn't tell you the one where
that step.
Steph is from. Steph and them played
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the cage. They played the cage in that
yeah,
cage joint. Yeah.
yeah. So they turned the
Wow.
lights off, rescheduled the game, and didn't even tell us. So we and made us forfeit.
Oh wow. Yeah, we didn't like going to Coney Island. I don't care what nobody
Nah,
said.
they wanted to jump us.
Twig said the garden. They called it the garden.
Oh yeah, yeah. They wanted to jump us. The only reason why they ain't jump us is because of Zach Marbury. Because I had played with him a couple of times, so they wanted to jump us before we left out of there.
Wow. That's crazy. That is.
Yeah,
They said he had 50 something by the third. They was like, nah, hold up, fam. You gotta get
yeah.
up out of
All
here.
of a sudden the light shut off.
They wasn't letting you put in no more body of work, huh?
Nah,
Man, I'm not gonna even ask the question somebody wanted me to ask. I'm not asking that question. Shout
nah.
out to
What's the
my boy
question?
Webb. They
Oh,
wanted
that's
to know.
another. That's another one too. I remember playing with. I remember coming down to Wingate Park one summer. I don't know if I was overseas. I think I was overseas. And Jabbar was like, "Yo, I need you to play with me." And I think I don't know if it was Dunk. I think it was Dunkers or whatever time. Yeah, it was Dunkers. It was Dunkers. And he was like, "Yo, if you're not playing, I ain't playing." So shout out to Jabbar because Jabbar was showed me a whole lot of love. He said, "If you ain't playing, I ain't playing." So I was like, "Yo, I'll play." So I remember it was me, Webb, Jabbar, and Jamal. I don't even remember anybody else that was on the
Oh,
team, but it was us four. It was
that's a
us
lot of
four.
scorers right there. That's a
Yo,
lot of scorers right there.
and the ball was always going up.
Always.
It was
There was
always
no
going
missed
up.
opportunities on that team, boy.
Yo, but we played and was balling out and had fun. So shout out to Jabbar, Jamal, and Webb because we had fun. That probably was one of the good times. That was outside of me playing outside of Midnight Express and just having fun playing in Wingate. We ran through a lot of
Webb.
teams too.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Webb, the movie actor, my man doing his thing on the screen. I see your shows, Webb. Good job over there, family. Man. So now you done with basketball. What was next after that, Mr. Archibald? Settle down, settle. Did you come back to
Yeah.
Brooklyn or did you just.
Nah, I stayed. I stayed. I've been out here in Georgia for probably it's going on 20 years now.
Mm,
So I've been here ever since. After basketball, I just kind of chilled for a minute. Then went into. Then I went to started being a salesman at a car dealership just so I can get back because I had no work experience whatsoever. So getting
right,
into that
right, right.
corporate, it ain't easy. And then you
Nah,
you,
not at
you
all.
get accustomed to making a certain kind of money. You kind of want to still stay there. So I was started being a salesperson, then I started got promoted being a finance manager. So I did finance for like 5 years. When
Mm,
COVID started, I ended up leaving that job, ended up chilling for a year.
mm,
Kids was being homeschooled, so I got my son is 9, my son is 8, my daughter's 9, she about to be 10 on the 19th of this year. I got my
mm,
bonus daughter, so my wife had a daughter before we met.
mm,
She's graduating college, she's 24. And then
mm,
my oldest daughter, she's 25. She married. I got two grandkids. So
mm,
yeah, they 3 and 2. So I'm enjoying it. I'm just loving it up. Right now, I'm a general manager at a car dealership.
mm.
So just running that store. So now I'm just chilling, man. Now I get to enjoy life peacefully and just I don't got to run up and down. You know what I
Right.
mean?
You're right, right. You're good.
I, I, I,
Save the
I,
means.
yeah. I play now because I want to, not because I have to. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean? That
feel
kind
you.
of thing. So it's a little different, man. But
Mm,
yeah, just enjoying. I'm enjoying it out here. Like I said, I've been out here for like the last 20 years, and from the time I came out here, I ain't leave.
no doubt. That's how I like that transition that you did. You went, and found peace somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? But you kept going. You kept going, man. Shouts out to you and the family, the grandkids, the wifey. Congratulations on you, King. You're doing a great job, brother. Definitely. I see a lot of the
Appreciate it.
pictures. I see everything that you're doing, man. You're doing a lot of great things. So blessings to you. Man, I don't
Appreciate
want
it.
to hold
Appreciate
you
it.
too much, man. Anybody got questions for my man D? Because he's out here answering everything. He want all the
No,
smoke.
I'm gonna answer any question. It don't even matter what it is. I'm gonna
You
answer.
know, well, one of the questions from James, Foof, he want to say, of course, he want to do Archibald versus Archibald. Who will win that battle? That's kind of interesting.
All
You
right.
know.
So for me, it was a long time where it wasn't even
Okay, well, did y'all play against? Did y'all play against each other before?
yeah, we played.
Okay, okay, okay,
Yeah. When I got older and Tom was in college, it was a wrap. But he wasn't playing like that anymore.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
okay, I
So
see.
then I don't want to say shit. For me, it count, but it don't really count.
That's that competitiveness. That's
You know
what
what I'm
that
saying? For
is.
me,
Yeah, I
it
already
count. But I
know.
also know
Right.
it wasn't his prime. gun hole day neither. You know what I'm saying? So the time when he was in his prime, yeah, I couldn't compete. You know what I mean? But I was also a lot younger. By the time I got older and got into my prime, he wasn't. He wasn't playing ball like that. So
Yeah, no doubt.
it's hard to really say what it would have been in me and my prime, him and his. You know what I mean? It's hard to say.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
I can't say that. But I'm taking my win though. It don't matter if he
Yeah,
was in his prime or not. I'm gonna
of
take
course
it.
you're gonna take it.
He,
You
he
don't
he
care
took
if
his
he's
when he
in a
was whipping on me, so
wheelchair,
I'm gonna take mine.
right? You're
Yeah.
gonna take it if you can get it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right.
If you could pick a, in that time frame where you could have played with an NBA team, who would you would have wanted to play for?
Oh, that's easy. Any team. That's easy. You talking
He
about
said,
making it? Oh, man. Any team. I'd have played on any team. It wouldn't have mattered. To me, it wouldn't have mattered because
"Man,
it was just a dream. It was just a dream that I had to make it to the league, especially the route I had to take. You know what I mean? Because when I was coming out, I wasn't known. I didn't go to none of the camps. So I didn't go to ABCD. I didn't go to Nike One. Not Nike. What's the next one? I don't even remember. ABC Nike camp. I ain't go to Five Star. Like I ain't go to none of those camps that those top people go to. But you know what I mean. When I played against them, I mean, I was always able to hold my own. But so the kind of route that I had to take, I went to a mid major school, so I ain't go to a big school. But I still ended up getting some NBA scouts to come to the games. You know what I mean? I had a workout set. So just
mhm.
being able, if I would have just made an NBA team, that would have been it for me. It didn't matter what team.
Yo, that's crazy." What about now?
What you mean now?
Yeah,
Now the league is different. See, back then, like, and that's why I say errors is always big because now the league is so open. You can have three people on a court under 6'4" at the same time. Back then, that was
yeah,
unheard of. Back then, it was inside out. You know what I mean? You had to go to big men first, come out unless you was just that dude. You know what I mean? It was just a different it's just a different era. Now everybody's shooting threes. The whole big man situation, you only got about two or three in the league, and even they shooting threes.
yeah.
So it's a different
Hmm.
era now. Now I think if I was playing in this era, I'd be good. Coming out of
Yeah,
college now, I'd be good.
no doubt. Yeah, Tim, he did get a chip. He got a chip at Robeson. Um, the funny thing is, LP was we lighting it up. You got a chip with Robeson. Your brother got a chip with Brandeis. Bags got a chip with Wingate. Sherman got a chip with Bishop Loughlin. Twiggs got a chip with Lincoln. Yo, and that's all Midnight Express family. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So, yo, that's Salute Park and where we from, man. So that's crazy. A question out here was, what was your toughest person you played against?
Just ever or
I mean,
what,
they
what
didn't
was it?
specifically
High
say it.
school? Ever?
I mean, they just said who was the toughest person you ever played against. I mean, I know the answer to that, but I don't want to answer for you.
Man, you know the answer. I don't even know that. I want to say, let me see, the toughest person I played. I mean, I couldn't really say, to be honest. I
I was
don't
just
know.
gonna say, I was gonna say your brother because that was more.
Yeah, but that was like I said, that was when I was young though.
Yeah, but that was more mental. Like you had to go out there and compete. That's why I was just saying that because
Nah.
I don't think nobody what you went through at the crib. Like I said, your brother going up against another person.
Yeah,
It's no
and I mean
comparison.
that got a lot to play with it too. That's why I said when you
Yeah,
say
you know
toughest
what I'm
person, because it was
saying. Yeah,
yeah, because I ain't never
that's
had like
tough, man.
I played against some real. So even when I got out here, so when I was first coming out here,
Mm-hmm.
Paul Hewitt was the head coach at Georgia Tech. So I used to go to Georgia Tech and play with the Georgia Tech dudes. But part of that run, a lot of the NBA players used to come. So,
Yeah.
Jason Terry, Matt Harpring, Jermaine Jones, Zaza
Mm.
Pachulia, Dion Glover, Joe Johnson, Josh Smith. Like a
Ooh,
lot of those dudes
God.
used to come. So we used to just play. And I
Right,
would hold
right.
my own against every last one of them. So like everybody, like the whole ISO Joe, I mean, I get it, I see it, but I mean, we used to have games where he'll have 8 points and I have 7, and we guarding each
That's
other. You know what I'm saying? So
crazy.
it was. So I ain't never really say it was tough because it was. So yeah, I mean, I would say so. That what you said would be accurate because, like I said, when it came to my ball, I couldn't do enough. So when I went and played against
That's
somebody,
what
it's
I
not.
was saying.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Hmm.
couldn't do enough. So it didn't matter what I was doing. It should have been a little better. So and plus, at the end of the day, I played defense too. I ain't only
You
score, so I
definitely
played
did
defense.
that.
So
Yes. Yes, you definitely did that.
so it was. I
Anybody
wouldn't
in
say it was.
college
No, I
that you
mean
can
not.
think of?
Not well. No, I would say. Hold on. It was one dude that when I say wasn't nothing I can do, is a dude that went to St. Bonaventure, J.R. Bremer.
Wow. Okay.
J.R. Bremer and well, actually, well, not even it's just two dudes.
Okay.
Two dudes. J.R. Bremer. He went to St. Bonaventure, ended up getting drafted. He played in Boston for a little bit. And there was another
Mhm.
dude that went to Washington. His name was
Mm.
Sir Valiant Brown.
What?
Yeah, this dude, I'm talking about anything he threw up went in. He
God.
had handle, bounce, everything. J.R. Bremer was kind of the same, but he was just stocky. He was just out muscling me. But out of them two, but it was only like one offs. You know what I mean? It's not like I ain't scored two or something like that. But I'm just talking about as far as they game and me not being able to, you know what I mean? When you try to shift the guy one way and he still get to where he want to go, kind of thing. I think
Hmm.
those two names come to mind. But other than that, it wasn't. Because the other people that I played against, like some of the people that was in the league already, I had already established myself as where I want to get to on the court. So it wasn't like no friction in a sense. They played their game, I played my game. You know what I mean? It
Yeah, no
wasn't
doubt.
it wasn't like everything was still smooth, even though they were still getting their shots off and I was getting mine off.
No doubt. No doubt. Man, any more questions for my brother, man? Any more questions for my brother? Leopards Park was different. Even when you walk in there, you had to live up to some type of status, even when you walked in there. Definitely when you walked out. I
Yeah,
think anybody who came and played in Lefferts Park, you was already a rock star anyway. So it didn't
yeah,
matter. You already had a reputation. They knew where you was from. They knew where you was coming from. They knew what your pedigree was. We took where we went and we represented wherever we was at. I always tell everybody this. And I said this when I was with Bags, and I said this with Sherwin. It was much easier in college after playing in street ball because of who we were
yeah,
matching up with every day.
yeah, yeah, for
You
sure.
know what I'm saying? It was totally different, and that's what I say to everybody. The guards were different. It was tough. You got to go Sherwin. I'm getting Twigs, and I'm getting these other dudes. Come on, Ed Coder. Like, no, these guys were easy on this side of town.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what
and
I'm
I and I,
saying?
and I
So,
think and like what you're saying is good too because I think 11 everybody it's like everybody had that genuine love for each other and for everybody's game, but the
mm-hmm,
competitiveness and everybody wanted to be on that hierarchy, right? So everybody
mm-hmm,
would compete hard as hell against one another to prove they better. But you know what I mean? When you do that, it's like steel sharpens steel. You know what I mean? Like you just playing against
definitely,
somebody that's good and you getting better and you making them better too. And plus, coming from the same hood and everybody always playing together or against each other in the park, it was always a good thing. So I
man. It
mean,
was always
Leopards Park, I can never forget it, and I love the fact that I was just right there because I know some people that played in other parks and they just ain't never had it.
right. That's a fact. You know that.
You
We've
know what I
been to
mean?
park like, dude. What are you talking about over here? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, like they can never get over the hump.
Hold on one second. Somebody want to ask a question. I want to make sure I get them on. Okay. They want to know you said you never played with a big man when you was overseas, right?
Right.
If you had to pick and choose what big man, who would it be?
As far as overseas,
Yeah.
I
Because
mean, I
I
just
don't know who those dudes were over there. You probably played
right.
with
It
a
was
bunch of guys over there. So
like the
that's why
big
I'm
men. So,
asking.
so the big men that I played with, right? They weren't. They was just big bodies, right? So you know how when somebody go down a lane and they can just throw an alley and the big men dunking it. catching it, dunking it, something like that. You just thought of. I mean, I jumped higher than the big men on the teams that I played on.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Some of the big men, the centers on the team, some of the teams I played on, it was only 6'7".
Oh
You know
man.
what I mean? 6'8", can't jump. You know what I mean? So a lot of times they was locals, they wasn't Americans. You know what I mean? So they was a local dudes. So it was that's what I meant. I meant like a big man that can actually rebound. Like a lot of the teams that we played, I was either the second leading rebounder or the first leading rebound on the team from the guard position. You know what I mean? Like I mean like a big man that can actually catch a oop. You know what I mean? That knew how to pick, knew how to set a screen, knew how to roll or when to roll. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about that had some game. You know, basically. So any big man that can do anything like that would have been better.
Yeah, no doubt. No, he played with big men. He played with Jamel Watkins. He played with
Oh yeah, yeah. In high
Chanel at
school,
that
yeah,
time.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
high school. He played with those type of guys. He was talking about pro. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying?
I'm talking about pro.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
pro. Um, Midnight Express, Howie. What did that brotherhood make you feel like when you was a part of Midnight Express, and even now? Talk about that past when you was there, and talk about now the brotherhood. Like, how does that make you feel to be a part of that lineage?
Oh man, it's an honor for sure, right? So like when you speak about Howie will bring everybody together, right? Howie was that person that you can go and talk to. He look out for you. You know what I mean? Like you said, you don't got enough to get on the train. He paying for it out of his pocket just for that genuine. And with Howie, I think a lot of it came from, let's forget about the basketball, right? He wanted to just do
Hmm.
something for the younger generation, right? When it came to us. So, like I said, it was more of an honor. Like he brought everybody together because we had everybody knew each other, everybody played against each other. You know what I mean? But the way Howie did it, where we played as a team, like it wasn't. And I could say that for both teams. It wasn't no egos involved. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
definitely.
And Howie wasn't. I mean, when it came to us, Howie wasn't. You got some strict coaches. Howie wasn't really like that. Everybody,
I ain't,
huh?
I ain't never heard how he raised his voice.
Yeah, you know what I mean. He wasn't like that. And the thing about it is, it's crazy the way he had everything going. He never had to be like that. You know what I mean? Everybody wanted to, and the good thing about it is being from, being with Leopards, and we had some of the people down in Wingate. We had like Mo Quincy. They were used to play with high profile down in Nash Park, but
Mhm.
everybody had a genuine love for one another. You know what I mean? So just that brotherhood is crazy because now you can, like, there's a lot of people that I ain't speak to or seen in years, but you speak to somebody and it's like, yo, you spoke to him last week. You know what I
No
mean?
doubt.
That right there, I think, is
Yeah.
the foundation of what how we had with Midnight Express and what we all had from Leopards Park. You know what I mean? I think that's just, it's just, what's kind of like what don't need to be said. You know what I mean? It's just like you see each other and it's like, the love is there. It's genuine love too. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
no.
And then that feeling alone, like I said, it is an honor being a part of that. It's an honor to know that you can see somebody that you haven't seen in a while and it's nothing but genuine pure love. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
people don't get that. Like I've been a lot of places, a lot of different countries, people don't have that. And for all of
Mhm.
us to experience that in one little park, you know what I mean? Because I
Yeah.
was in one little park, one little junior high school, you know what I mean, a park that people went to, for us to experience that. I mean, some people might take it for granted, but it's a beautiful thing.
Oh, no question. And like I said, it was a very important part of all our lives at some
Sure.
point in time. You know what I'm saying? Just growing up and going to that park, going to that school, walking down that hill. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Just knowing you going to see homies you still friends with for 30 plus years. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
different eras too that supported everybody along the way, no matter what you did. That was one
Right.
of the things that I always appreciated. Whether I play basketball or baseball, everybody was just, Al, Al, we knew, what I'm saying? It was always the love. So I definitely agree with you on that. I'm gonna ask this last question, and then we're gonna close out whatever you want to close out with. Um, I said, what did you miss them? What do you miss the most about not being in New York, being away from New York?
I mean, just the people. Like I said, me being out here, you don't see like I get to see I see twigs from time to time, you know what I mean? But it's just the people. Like that's the only thing I can say. It's just people like getting that. So that's what I was talking about. That genuine love that we have for one another and growing up is just missing the people. So not actually seeing them face to face. I mean, you scroll down Facebook, and I mean that's what I do. I see people as long as they doing well, I'm happy. But just actually seeing a person, actually putting, you know what I mean, get to, when you give somebody a pound and embrace them kind of thing. I mean that's what I miss about it. As far as living in New York, never doing that again. But
You and Bag said the same thing.
never doing that again. But
Right, right.
it's just the people, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
the people that you saw every single. You know what I mean? It's just, it's for me. For me, it's hard, right? In a
yeah,
sense, because you know what I mean. You know what I mean? I'm out here. I'm good out here, but just the people that you saw every day, that you interacted with every day. You played ball. You passed them on the street. You know what I mean? You've seen them every single day. And just me not being out there, I don't get to see those same people. I don't get to interact with those same people that I've known pretty much my whole life. You know what I mean? That's just the bad part about it. That's the sad part for me. It's just not being able to interact with the people.
yeah, no doubt. Listen, as Tree said, you might be seeing us soon, little bro. So make sure you got something in the fridge for your boys, man.
All right, no doubt, no doubt. Just let me know. Just let me
No,
know when.
no question. Anything you want to close out with? Because I think this was a great interview. I personally think I got a lot out, as far as the basketball, as far as what you have done, what you're doing, things that happen in your life. I think a lot of people don't know as far as your career path and how you went. I think the shocking one to me is that um, Frank ain't want you to play on his team with Ice T. I think that's crazy. And then you
Nah,
went and then you went to Prospect Heights for a week. Mage took you out. Wasn't even your
yeah.
pops. Like that's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh. Howie has spoken.
I
Okay.
can't see it. What did Howie say?
He said both eras was good. How are you copping out right now, dude? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Express for life. He said express for life, family. Love all you guys. So he
I,
not gonna give you the real answer.
nah,
You know that. You
nah.
know that.
I
You
don't
know
think
that.
Howie will ever answer that question.
Now, because I tried to get it's funny because on Howie's interview, I said, Howie, I need your top 10 players. He said, I can't do that. He said, I'm not doing that. So I'm not answering
Nah,
that question.
wait. I watched that. He said he would do it.
No, he didn't. He didn't give it.
Nah, he didn't
He
give it, but he said he would one day. If I'm
one
not
day.
mistaken, he
Oh,
said he
one
would.
day. Yeah, well, he's
He
not
said,
gonna. He's not gonna answer that question.
"Nah, I don't think so." Because the thing about it is, and that's another thing, you can give it top 10, and you're gonna leave a lot of people out that could be in the top 10. You know what I
Oh
mean? So
man, you're gonna leave a lot of people off who probably should be on. And you know what? At the end of the day, as Howie said it, we all say it. We family no matter what. There's no
right,
top 10, top 20, top 30. Midnight Express, we branded for life. So it don't matter what's next. Um, we're gonna settle this though at the reunion. Once they do that court over, we're gonna settle this. So I hope all you young bucks get in shape, whatever. You better make sure you're ready because I'm not playing in that game. I'm letting you. I'm playing, but I ain't playing. I'm just letting you know right now. So
I got
whatever,
you.
whatever it is. Anything you want to close out, little bro?
I mean, I think I said a lot, man. I just want to thank everybody that during that time, that followed my career as me growing up and just what I mean with all the good advice that I got. You know what I mean when you like you said when you walking down the hill and this is what I got a lot of when you walking down the hill to go play in Wingate and you passing through Leopards because that was where I used to cut through. So I
Mm-hmm.
cut through Leopards to start walking down New York. You know what I mean? And just to know when they be like, yo, you playing, and next thing you know, you got a crowd talking about, yo, I'll be there. You know what I mean? That goes a long way, especially for somebody who for me who didn't really quite understood in the beginning what I really wanted to do, and then realize in me playing this game, you know what I mean? I actually got a lot of people, a lot of support. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that supported me, and I just want to say thank you to everybody because it's not just one person. Like, it's like when they say that village, and that's something that I had. I had a village. You know
No
what I mean? I
doubt.
had a lot of people that really said some things that on any given night I can refer back to, and it helped. You know what I mean? So for me, my closing out is just want to tell everybody thank you, because I mean, there's everybody that you think of has said something positive for me. I don't think anybody's ever said anything negative to kind of discourage me. Everything
Frank,
has always been a
Frank,
positive. Well,
Frank did.
nah,
Frank.
I think the thing it's not a day, because at that point in time he was right, and
Right,
what he,
right,
you know what I mean, he was right. I mean, he probably regretted later on,
right,
but, but in the
right,
beginning he
right,
was right.
right.
I didn't have it.
No, no
You know
doubt,
what I mean?
no
So
doubt.
he made the right decision for his team at the time. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So, and the thing about it is, what he didn't do for basketball, like I said, when I went to that U collective, he was a good counselor at that U collective. You know what I
Right.
mean? So he played a part too. So it's not to negate anybody and what they did. It's just me wanting to say thank you, because when I look back on my career, it was a good one for me. You know what I mean? I loved every bit of it, and everybody that's on here and a lot of other people that might not be on here played a major role too.
No doubt. Well, I personally want to say thank you, little bro. Growing up, watching you shoot on that crate across the street from your crib, to see you grow to be such a phenomenal basketball player. And everybody knew basketball wasn't my thing, but to see you grow to be that basketball player on that level, high level, what I'm saying, doing your thing, earning your reputation, making your own bones, not taking no shorts, but you had leeway, but you did what you had to do, man, and you did it the way you wanted to do it. I'm just so proud of you, man, and thank you for being a part of the
Appreciate it.
A60 show. Thank you for being, of course, part of that Midnight Express brotherhood. Thank you for that LP family. We stand together. We don't
For
stand
sure.
alone. You know what I'm saying? But thank you so much for doing this, brother. I really appreciate it. You deserve your flowers. You didn't just deserve it because of your name. You deserved it because you earned it. You're part of that family. And that's why I wanted you to be on my show. I wanted people to see you. I wanted people to hear you. And I wanted people to give you your flowers. I don't want to give you your flowers when you ain't here no more. You know what I'm saying? I want to give you while
I
people can
appreciate that.
talk to
I
you. You know what I'm saying,
appreciate
my
that.
brother?
Yes, thank you, and I appreciate you having me on here.
No problem, brother. We'll talk again. You know what I'm saying? We'll do something. You might see us in the A in a couple of weeks. So,
All right,
like I
yeah,
said, make
definitely
sure
let
that
me know.
refrigerator is open.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
All
Just let
right,
me
bro.
know. I drinks on me.
No, I got you. As soon as we get in town, I got you. All right, bro. I'll talk to you later.
All right, no doubt. Appreciate it.
Peace. Yep.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a great show, man. I love talking to my brothers. I love seeing them progress and doing great things. I just love the fact that, we get to hear these stories from the guys in our neighborhood, and they deserve their flowers. We got more people coming on here, and I can't wait to get their stories. I can't wait to get more of the Midnight Express family out here. Then, of course, we're going to get outside of the Midnight Express family, But for right now, we're going to keep everything in house. Everybody, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Chopping It Up with A60. I would appreciate that. Also, like and share what you saw if you're on Facebook. I would appreciate that too. And until next time, thank you to everyone that joined in, that was in the building. Howie, always love. Darwin, Jimmy, you just checking in. What's up, family? Tree in the check in. My man Peg Butt is in the building. Bags, Twigs. We got a list of people. Helly Mo in the building. Everybody's in the building doing their thing. So I really appreciate everybody for checking in, man. My boy Lawrence, I'm trying to go through all these names. Um, Foof, starting your trouble. I see you. You know what I'm saying? But everybody that was Tito in the building, so I appreciate everybody on the check-in, man. Really appreciate you guys for your support. I really appreciate you guys for continuing to support me. This is why I do it. I do it for you. I don't do it. I don't just do it for me. I do it for the entertainment because everybody deserves their flowers, and especially our park, Leopards Park, deserves its flowers. I can't wait till they redo it. I can't wait for us to get this reunion game going. It's going to be crazy. So shout out to everybody. Do want to check in. I see you. I'll talk to everybody. Look forward to seeing everybody next Wednesday. You'll know who I'll be interviewing. Okay, I'll get the Sherwin interview uploaded. We'll work on that because it's on my Zoom channel. So I'll make sure to get that Sherwin interview uploaded so you can see it, my brother. I will make sure we get that taken care of. And we will be doing a part 2 with Sherwin as well. All right? So, everybody, enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace and love. Holla at y'all.